Hi, I'm Rachel Akmakjian, jewelry expert at BriteCo, and today we're answering a question that can directly affect your jewelry insurance. How often should jewelry be appraised? A good rule of thumb is every 2 to 3 years. That may sound frequent, but jewelry values can change over time. The cost of gold, platinum, diamonds, gemstone, and even labor can shift, which means that the replacement value of your piece today may not match what it was written on your appraisal a few years ago. And that matters because your appraisal helps determine how much coverage you have. So if your engagement ring, heirloom necklace, diamond earrings, or luxury watch has not been appraised in a while, it may be time to take a second look. An outdated appraisal does not always mean your jewelry is unsafe, but it can mean your paperwork no longer reflects what it would cost to replace it. The 2 to 3 year rule is a great baseline, but some situations call for a new appraisal sooner. If you upgrade the piece, reset the stone, resize it, engrave it, repair it, or make any major change, you should update the appraisal. For example, if you take a family diamond and place it into a brand new setting, the old paperwork no longer tells the full story. You should also consider a new appraisal if market prices change significantly. Gold and silver pieces can move a lot, and that can affect pieces that are heavier or made mostly from precious metal. And if your insurance company asks for updated documentation, don't wait. The goal is simple. Your appraisal should match the current condition, details, and replacement value of the jewelry you actually own today. So how do you know if your current appraisal is outdated? First, check the date. If it's more than 2 years to 3 years old, it's probably time to update it. Second, look at the value. Does it still seem realistic based on today's market? Third, check whether the description is detailed enough. A strong appraisal should include information like the type of metal, gemstone detail, measurements, quality characteristics, photos, and an estimated replacement value. Fourth, ask yourself, would I feel confident using this document for an insurance claim? If the answer is no, that is a sign it's time to get a new one. And remember, a receipt or diamond grading report is not the same thing as a full appraisal. A receipt shows what you paid, a grading report describes the stone, but an appraisal helps document the value of the finished jewelry piece for insurance purposes. Not every piece of jewelry needs the same level of attention. Your engagement ring, your wedding jewelry, heirloom pieces, vintage jewelry, high-value diamond jewelry, luxury watches, and pieces you wear every day should be watched more closely. Why? Because daily wear jewelry is more exposed to damage, loss, and wear. Heirloom and vintage pieces may also have outdated or incomplete paperwork, especially if they've been passed down through family. Simpler, lower-value pieces that you rarely wear may not need the same level of appraisal attention. But if the piece is valuable enough that you would want it insured, replaced, repaired, or properly documented, it's worth keeping the appraisal current. Think of it this way. The more important the piece is to you financially or emotionally, the more important the updated documentation becomes. Here's the risk of waiting too long to reappraise jewelry. Your coverage may no longer match the true replacement cost. Let's say your ring was appraised at $5,000 several years ago, but replacing it today would cost $7,500. If your coverage is still based on the older value, you could end up underinsured. That means you may have to pay the difference out of pocket for the piece if the piece is lost, stolen, damaged, or mysteriously disappears. An old appraisal can also create extra hassle during a claim because your insurer may need more current information. And there's another benefit to updating your appraisal. A professional can inspect the piece at the same time. They may catch loose stones, worn prongs, clasp issues, or other damage before it turns into a bigger problem. So where should you go to update your appraisal? You can go to a trusted local jeweler, an independent professional jewelry appraisal, or a reputable online appraisal service. A local jeweler can be a great option because they can inspect the piece in person and check for damage or wear. An independent appraiser may be helpful for specialty pieces, estate jewelry, or higher value items. Online appraisal services can also be convenient for qualifying pieces, especially if you need documentation quickly. Whichever route you choose, make sure your appraisal is detailed, current, and easy to access. Keep a digital copy and a physical copy stored somewhere safe. And once your appraisal is updated, review your insurance coverage to make sure it all matches the jewelry's current replacement value. At BriteCo, we believe protecting your jewelry should be simple. That starts with knowing what your piece is worth today, not what it was worth 5 or 10 years ago. With BriteCo Jewelry Insurance, you can get an easy quote in about 60 seconds to protect your jewelry from unexpected loss, theft, damage, and mysterious disappearance. BriteCo also offers automatic annual insurance value updates to help keep your coverage aligned between formal appraisals though a new appraisal is still important after major changes to the piece. So here's your reminder. Check the date on your appraisal. If it's been more than 2 to 3 years, or if the piece has changed, it may be time for an update. Thank you for watching, and tell us in the comments when was the last time your jewelry was appraised. Follow BriteCo for more jewelry tips and insurance advice and expert answers.